I'd say we're mountain folk. We live in Squamish. I mean, I grew up in the prairies, and I swear it only made me love mountains more.
That's where we're the happiest. That's how we met, was on the mountain. It's what our lives are, is being on the hill, and there's a reason for that. It's where we met. It's where we play, we live, and
hopefully where we die.
Where we'll die.
Sarah Burke is the Michael Jordan of the sport. She's taken it to show everyone there's no boundaries. All the guys look at her and say, that's a girl I like to watch ski. That's a girl that pushes the limits. She's a three-peat winner at X Games in the halfpipe. She's won it now 4 or 5 times. She's been nominated multiple times for the ESPYs, and as far as I can recall, she's the only female action sports skier to have won an ESPY.
Sarah basically got girls into skiing. Skiing events didn't have girls. We've done so well and got all these medals. It's huge. It's so sick that skiing halfpipes in the Olympics. She's a gold medal hopeful.
When I was a kid, I always said I was going to the Olympics. And then once it kind of seemed like it was something that was possible, that was where I put a lot of my focus on, was doing the World Cups that nobody else was doing, and getting on the team and forming our unofficial Canadian team and trying to make it happen and to get there and be part of it. Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
It's super exciting. You get to be an Olympian.
Hopefully.
She's going to be an icon. She is an icon.
The 6-time X Games gold medalist fell. She'd been training for the upcoming X Games.
She's in critical condition right now, and this morning she's in a coma.
Well, being that I've been skiing for a really long time now, I've definitely had a fair share of injuries.
Your Playhouse segment, the beginning of it was just literally like probably 30 of the worst crashes you've ever seen in your life, like face dropping to staircases.
So yeah, it's part of the job. It's what comes with the territory, and yeah, I guess I'm really good at crashing. So
you got rubber bones.
I pay for it.
There's a little bit of like a dip right here. You see that, Rory? How it's like.
She did the big hit and won.
Yeah.
But there wasn't. You weren't good. I remember telling you not to do it because I was worried about your shoulder.
I'm reminded of it probably every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If it's not, like right now, it's just kind of like aching.
Yeah.
Throbbing sort of.
Okay. So anything that's basically rotation,
Yeah.
extreme one way or the other, but especially that way. Just relax. Now lift your arm again. It still hurts. Okay. Back down. Okay.
Please, Sarah.
Okay. He gets pretty upset just because I will do something stupid. I'll blow my run, but then be like, oh, I should impress the
She's
crowd.
a real crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
If you mess up your run, don't hit the last kickers, because why would you hit them? Your run's already gone down the drain. So Sarah continues to mess up her upper run and then do a cork 900 off the bottom. Go to looks like she's just going to land it perfectly, except she's about 5 feet short.
It was 'cause of the
Breaks
snow,
her
the weather.
back. Shouldn't have even
we had
been
something
jumping.
to prove. It was the first time we got in slope.
You had something to prove.
It's funny, I always get asked if I had an idol or, a role model. I never really had pictures of people like that on my wall, like Michael Jordan or Mia Hamm or any famous athlete. My dream was always to win the Olympics. I remember always being asked when I was really little, 6 years old, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do in the Olympics, but that's what I wanted to do. Started skiing when I was about 5 years old with my family. I thought it was fun. I liked skiing with the boys and trying to do what they were doing, and met up with a crew of guys who were at the ski hill who skied moguls, and I kind of decided that that's what I liked doing. I always liked jumping and being in the air, so I went to summer camp, started off at Momentum, and that's first year when I met Rory, so I would have been 14 years old. My mom was always really, go to school, get good grades, finish it, and then you can do whatever you want. My dad was, I'll get you to the ski contest, I'll do anything I can, I'll sell all my stuff as long as I can get you to the next one, and then we'll figure it out from there. So it was my father who really pushed me to get to everything that I needed to be at. He drove one time for like 10 hours to get to the contest that night to take me because he knew I wouldn't go by myself because I was too shy or too scared, so I ended up winning. And
probably did a huge 1080.
Probably.
Sarah made it big. I remember when you did that. Before there was anybody doing 1080s, like even guys, you did 1080s, like it was nothing.
She's the first female to do a 1080. She's the first female to do back-to-back flares in the pipe. She's a girl that firsts all the way around.
I got sponsored by Solomon, which was handy, and I traveled around the whole world actually in one swoop. And was going to contests, talking to the organizers, trying to get in, trying to compete against the boys, and sometimes it would work out, and sometimes
you just forerun.
I'd forerun, and I'd jump before the boys, try and get a couple more girls interested from the crowd. It was a lot of sad calls to my parents, like not understanding why I could beat half those boys, but they wouldn't let me in the contest, so it was always a battle. I remember sending emails to X Games when I was 15 years old, being like, so you guys got girls yet? Slowly came around and started to see more girls and kept pushing with X Games and ESPN, trying to get us in, let us in, and they finally did. A few years later, got a couple of them under my belt, so.
It's huge. If you're a female skier, skiing slopestyle halfpipe, and you're making a living from it, you could thank her. Before you, there was no girls getting paid, and why would they,
Well, when I started, there weren't any girls, really.
No girls were getting paid to jump.
She was the leading factor of getting women's ski pipe into the X Games, getting women's slopestyle into the X Games. It was never about feeling inferior to the guys as much as she just said, it's our time now.
It just kind of snowballed into what it is today.
All the skiers coming up owe Sarah a debt of gratitude for where she's brought the sport of skiing.
It's always really flattering when you get a little girl or even a little guy, anybody come up to you and say that you're their favorite skier or that you've inspired them in some way or another. I just do it because I loved it, and that's why I've always done it, and it's nice to see that more girls are coming out. It's pretty cool to see.
What she's done for the sport, where she's put it on the map, no one else will ever do.
She's like, yeah, I got a hair appointment. And I was like, oh, whatever. So it was probably 2 months later before I got it figured out again.
Rory went out in the middle of nowhere